Hi everyone, it's Yua here, and in today's video I'm going to try on some new holiday releases. I know it sounds like crazy, we're only in September and there have already been so many new holiday releases available for purchase. So if you guys would like to see my first impression and try on some holiday releases, then please keep watching. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel and let's get started. So the first holiday release that I actually picked up is this Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette, and this retails for $49. You can find it on the Too Faced website, Sephora, Ulta. It's available from like all retailers as of right now. As you know, since this is a holiday release, it is limited edition. So here's the actual Gingerbread Spice palette, and as you can tell, it's exactly the same exact design and style and color as the box that it came in. What I really like about this palette is that it comes in the 10 palette. Very similar to any of the Too Faced chocolate bar collection palettes. I feel like this is the reason why, is because of the packaging. All the previous Too Faced holiday, majority of their holiday releases are always in like that cardboard packaging. So here is the inside of the palette. As you can tell, it's very, very warm toned. It has like that bright orange, those very berry purpley tones, and some very good transition browns as well. What I like about this palette is it has a very good mix of mattes and shimmers, and it is a gingerbread spice palette, so I'm going to go ahead and just smell it. Very similar to like their chocolate bars, the peach collection. Those have very strong scented based on the theme, so I'm going to go ahead and just smell and see if this just smells like gingerbread spice. You know, honestly, I don't feel like it really does smell that strongly of gingerbread spice. I feel like you get like a hint of it, but it's actually not as strong as like, let's say, the chocolate bars. But it's okay. If you don't like scented, maybe this will finally be one of those products that you can purchase from Too Faced that you don't feel like it's going to be overwhelming, because I could barely just get a hint of it. Alright, so I do already have my eyelids set down with concealer and some loose powder. So I'm just going to go into this matte cream white shade right here called Powder Sugar, which I feel like is very appropriate. Oh, and also I didn't tell you guys, but there is a really good size mirror on top of here. Although you do have like an obstruction a little bit with this gingerbread guy right here. I'm just gonna go ahead and set that on my entire lid. Alright, for transition today, I'm actually gonna go into this like very, very light, like rosy pink shade. I don't know if the camera's picking up really well, but it looks very, very light, but it is light. And I'm gonna go ahead and use this shade called Looky at My Cookie. Next, I really want to go into that very vibrant like magenta shade. It's definitely like pinky purple. It's called Gumdrop. That one's also a matte shade. I'm going to go into that one. And I'm just going to go ahead and put that right underneath the transition that I created. Very, very pigmented. Next, I want to go into that deep purple shade called Figgy Pudding. Like, how perfect are these shade names? I think they're so perfect. And that one's also a matte shade. And I'm just going to place that right on the corner. So without any setting spray or any base to stick on, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up this duochrome called Hot Toddy right here, where I said it looks like it's like that vibrant pink, very, very similar to that bright magenta shade. It actually is a duochrome because it looks like it shifts. See? I don't know if you guys can see that, but it looks like it shifts. And it looks like gold and magenta. So I'm going to actually pick that up, dry, and see how that works first. It's not sticking on. It's kind of patchy when I'm using the brush. Could also be this brush. Sometimes my finger does a better job. So let's go ahead and try that. Definitely better with the finger. I am loving this mirror. Like, it's such a good size mirror for you just to like do your eyes. Like, that gingerbread guy is not even bugging me. Alright, next I'm going to go into this gold shade right here called Warm and Toasty. I feel like this shade is very similar to the chocolate gold bar palette, but I feel like if you didn't get a chance to get your hands on that, maybe you can buy this palette if you were interested in that shade, that very gold shade, because honestly, I feel like that was the shade that why I purchased the chocolate gold. But I'm going to go into that gold shade right there. And I'm also going to pick it up with a different finger. And I'm going to place that right on the inner corner. Wow, that's so pigmented, guys. It's looking really good. To deepen out my outer corners, I'm going to go into this very deep, it actually looks like brownish plummy shade called Reindeer Paws. Really, really cute. It's also a matte shade. These shadows are like so pigmented, and I just accidentally dipped in there and there's so much on my brush. I'm definitely going to have to share this with both eyes. So I'm just going to pat it on. Called Gingerbread Latte, and I'm just going to put that on my entire lower lash line. And then let's go into the second most vibrant shade in the palette. Is a bright orange one called Spice is Nice. Oh, these names are so cute. Also put that on my entire lower lash line. And to deepen out on those outer corners as well, I think I'm actually going to go back into Reindeer Paws, and I'm just going to do those outer corners. So I'm back. I just finished off my eyes with some eyeliner and some mascara. So just like a really quick first impressions review on the Too Faced and Gingerbread Spice palette. Honestly, I love it. I feel like the quality is not like subpar at all. I think that the quality is perfect. It's super pigmented. It doesn't require a lot of like getting into the eyeshadows. I was able to create this look so effortlessly, so easily. Too Faced did such a good job. I love the color selection. I love this duochrome like shimmer eyeshadow Hot Toddy right here. I think it's so good. It's on my lid and I love it. I just love everything about this palette. Alright, so moving on to my next holiday release. I picked up the new Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit Unlocked palette. Sorry guys, that's just a really long name. I had to take a look. This does retail for $80 and you can currently buy it off the Hourglass website or Sephora. Every year, Hourglass always comes out with like a holiday palette with their ambient lighting powders, and I've always been interested, but I finally just like bit the bullet and purchased this one. I actually thought it was actually going to be bigger based off the pictures, but this palette's actually really small. Like you can see that it actually fits just perfectly in the palm of my hands. Alright, so here's just a better close-up for you guys. So you guys can see there's two bronzers. This one's definitely much deeper. This one, it says that you can also use as a finishing powder, but I think it depends on your complexion because that can be actually too deep if you have very fair to light skin tone. And then this one's supposed to be that, they call it a finishing powder, where it's kind of like an all over face glow. And then you have two blushes. This one's definitely more pink. And then you have, like I said, a very true highlight that's supposed to be blinding. And this one looks definitely more champagne. I feel like with this particular bronzer in this palette, I feel like it definitely comes off more as like a natural bronzer for me. I don't feel like it's too glowy. Like I feel like you can't even tell. And I really like that because for me, I like matte bronzers. But I feel like if you're any deeper than my complexion, I feel like it's probably not going to work for you, especially that bronzer. It's just not going to show up on your skin tone. Like for me, I feel like I did try to build that up and I feel like it still looks very natural. And I think that if you want something very natural and you're like me or lighter, you might like it. Alright, I'm going to go into both of the blushes. I actually am gravitating more towards like this nudie pink one right here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that on. So that is this blush right here. This is the lighter nudier pink one. I'm actually going to go and dip into that brighter pink one. Very nice and very natural. It's not too pigmented and it's not too glowy. Like, all right, the next I'm gonna go into the champagne highlighter. To compare, like this highlight would probably be more of like I'll lean definitely more on the natural highlight comparing to other highlights that are on the market, but I think it's actually very pretty. I'm gonna use this really fat powder brush from Luxie 518 large powder brush. And I'm actually going to mix the two. Okay, you see like this brush is way too big for these, but I'm going to go over my forehead. I don't really see a difference. I know these are supposed to be like finishing powders, so they're supposed to be very, very light. Like a very, very light glow, but I don't know. I don't feel like I see a difference. Okay everyone, I'm back, and in case you're curious, I did put on lipstick. I first used the Colourpop Scorpio Moon. This is from Kathleen Light's The Zodiac collection. And then I placed the MAC lipstick in Beetroot over it. So that is my lip combo today. So just going over the Hourglass for first impressions. For me, I feel very conflicted about this. Because I feel like for $80, like, I would want this to be like the perfect palette. And I don't feel that it is, because I know for a fact these two finishing powders, I know you have to understand what are finishing powders. And they're supposed to be like an all-over finishing, you know, finishing powder. That's supposed to give you an all-over very natural glow. But for me personally, I can't see a difference. Maybe on camera you guys can, but I in person cannot. I do like the bronzer. I feel like this one is definitely a little bit more natural. And I feel like it actually works really good actually with my skin tone. Now with the two blushes, you know, they both work fine. I don't feel like the color choice is not anything that I don't already have, or anything that I feel like is so like, wow, it's very different. I feel like you can find a lot of shades like this already on the market. And then same thing with this highlight, although I think this highlight is actually very, very pretty. It is a champagne highlight, and it does show up really well on my skin tone. But I have so many champagne highlights that I don't think that this one outperforms the other highlights that I already have. I feel like overall this is just an okay face palette. I do understand why people do like it, because it's very soft. It has that very natural finish. If that's something you like, you don't want something too dramatic, something that you don't feel like you can ever overdo it. I feel like if you go in with a heavy hand, if you only like one or two of the shades, like for me, I only like the bronzer, maybe I should just go get a full-size bronzer. I know they're $40, but you get more quantity for that one bronzer that I know I would use more than all of these 6 Alright everyone,
shades.
so that's the end of my video today. I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this video. Let me know which holiday releases are you guys interested in. Comment below if you guys would like me to try on or do a first impression on any of the holiday releases that you've seen so far. And let me know which products are you guys going to be picking up. Because other than that, guys, I hope you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like this video if you did, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.